Welcome back to the CVA, formerly known as Multiverse, or maybe still known as Multiverse. The change is coming. You're here with Chris, and of course, I have Warren, Cosmic Wonder, Super Warren. He goes by many names. We have quite the agenda.
Super Warren before.
Oh, I've heard them. I've heard them call you Super Warren.
Okay.
It is known. It is known. We have a lot to go through today. I mean, just this morning, the Russos back at doing the Russo thing, dropping the cryptic photo. I'm sure
doing Russo things.
I'm sure you have a lot to say about that.
You know what I just realized? I'm going to cut you off for 2 seconds because you know what I just realized? I went back and I looked at that photo. If you take a look at that photo, that ladder really does look like an A, and to the right of it, there's something that looks like an E. And I was like, it's literally Avengers Endgame. Yeah, I was like, I don't think they ever commented on that.
So I'm almost annoyed because why can't they just say, yeah, that was it? Because they've never actually spoken about it again.
Why won't James Gunn reveal the last Easter egg for Guardians of the Galaxy?
Honestly, makes me feel like there isn't the last Easter egg. Like, just tell me. Give me some closure.
There it is.
Give me closure.
There it is, yeah. Okay.
All right, well, we're here. We've got a lot of stuff. We're going to talk about phone. iPhone came out with some pretty crazy stuff there. Spider-Verse, the Sony Spider-Verse jumping into Doomsday, the possibility of that. And that comes directly from some of our fans and followers in Discord. We'll be talking about Brand New Day as well. A little bit about Superman Man of Tomorrow. And we have a couple little mini game show clips we're going to be doing.
We'll have some fun.
Stick around for all of those. But yeah, let's jump into Russo's doing Russo things. And I know that's probably the thing we're most excited to talk about because it literally came out this morning.
Yeah, I mean, I went over in the video that, we put on the Cosmic Wonder, and actually, when I first saw it, one, you're right, it's like an incredibly Russo thing to do, of course, right? And I think we're going to see a lot of this in the promotion for Doomsday.
This is the promotion,
Marvel, right, exactly. But we've already seen Marvel utilize social media for all of this, right? And they're going to continue to do that, especially now that it's bigger than ever. And like TikTok didn't exist when we were going into Infinity War and stuff. So like, I'm actually really curious to see how they do things. Like the chair video, you and I loved it. We thought it was great. We streamed for like 8 hours or something like that. Had one of the biggest streams on the channel, and we interacted with a lot of, people out there. It was fun. I hope they do something like that again. I'm assuming, like we got the Thor thing where he's like playing Thor's been great, and we've gotten other things. We're going to continue to get stuff like this. As far as what it is,
that's anybody's guess, right?
So when I made the video this morning, I really thought this is, I want it to be, I guess I should say, a TVA message. I want it to be something that's popping up on the TVA screen because Doom, we've heard from insiders, is coming for the TVA. He's coming for Loki. He hates
all roads lead to the TVA, right?
Lead to the TVA. Exactly. So I'm like, and so when the Russos say Doom is coming, I'm like, well, who is he?
Where is he going
for? Where is he going? Well, the TVA. So I thought this could be cool that if the TVA is like picking up a message, and that's what they're picking up. But the more I saw that little bar at the bottom, and the more I look at that photo and compare it to the photo of Reed on his chalkboard, the more it looks like that.
It does look like incredibly
unfortunately,
like that, doesn't it?
I say unfortunately, just for me, just because I want what I just said to be true. I want the TVA message thing to be true. Because I looked at the TVA screen, and I was like, it definitely could be a screen at the TVA. There's multiple different versions of screens there, like computer screens, the ones that hang. Like, there's a lot of different ones. But I think more than likely it's Reed's chalkboard, and I think it's probably him trying to figure out multiverse travel because they never showed us him figuring that out. He just figured out how to teleport
to the other side of the universe, the same universe,
right? And I found it so funny, and I guess it is scientifically accurate in my mind. I'm not a scientist, but he's like, oh, I figured out how to do it. I just did this little egg from here to here, but now it's just a scaling thing.
Yeah,
and I'm like,
easy.
Sure, I guess.
I believe you.
I mean, there's a lot of organic matter involved in moving a whole entire planet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, so maybe not so much
exactly the right way, or
exactly.
The right distance
like maybe
from the
not.
sun, or
yeah. Like I feel like you're just like molecules and everything would get really messed up. But I'm not a scientist again.
Well,
but sure,
they didn't
for
go
the
that
movie's
route.
sake, right? For the movie's sake. Hey, I did it on a small scale. All I got to do is give it some more juice and build bigger things, and I can do it on a big scale. Sure, why not? Made sense in the movie. Makes sense to me. I'm not a scientist though.
Going back to the image from the Russos, I do say, so I woke up this morning, it was all over the place, obviously, without any warning, because, again, Russo's doing Russo things. And I think we'll get more. I think they have fun. Like, genuinely, they have fun with it. Like, they know their audience really well. That's why they did so well in their movies. They know we're sitting here looking, even more so today than we were during the Infinity Saga's finale.
I know.
All eyes are on them and their movements. And there's people like us speculating about everything. I felt like they were a little bit more... hesitant to give us something in this. Like, it was a blurry photo of probably blurry. A chalkboard. And there's not a whole lot here to decipher.
No, it's super blurry. Yeah. And some of that, like I mentioned, I was like, some of this is not words. Unless it's alien, which
it's not words for sure.
Right?
It could be like arrows.
Right. There's like, yeah, exactly. That's why I'm like, all right, this looks like an equation. It's either, so in my mind, it's either an equation. And there it looks like there's some words in there, right? But some of it's clearly not words. Mm-hmm. And part of me is like, yeah, it could be alien. Totally could be alien. And I think that would be cool. It's like a coded message or something like that, which would, go with this this other coded message that the Russos are sending by posting this in general.
Well, to support your TVA theory, if you go and look or just Google just go Google TVA screens. They do have a lot of graphics on them as well.
There are.
From minutes or little graphs or like there are tons of things that don't look like writing that if you were to blur them out, maybe I'll have to go blur some and see how well it matches. But because you would assume it would be in the same style of the TVA. Like that hasn't changed. It's almost like that TVA, 70s retro vibe.
Well, right. We haven't, it's a shame. We really should have gotten more into the TVA because in theory, the TVA is for the entire universe and all the branch timelines that come from the sacred timeline. It's not just Earth. It should be like everything out there. You know what I mean? Like other planets. And clearly, like, like Guardians of the Galaxy, we've seen many different species out there, right? And we visit different planets. We've seen like Corbinites and Avengers Endgame. Like we haven't seen Beta Ray Bill, the Corbinite, but still. Yeah. See, so it's like, that's why at the TVA, a lot of different stuff can pop up on the screens because it's not just English from humans and humans, obviously, there's so many languages, not just English, right? But it wasn't anything Romanized, right? So it wasn't like a Romanized alphabet. And I only know 2.5 languages, partial Spanish, just because I'm part Mexican. And Korean, and it wasn't Korean. It wasn't any type of Asian symbols as far as I was concerned from the Asian language. It didn't look like Arabic or anything like that. It looked like there were, I'll say, foreign symbols to us.
It looked symbols. It looked like symbols.
Symbol, yeah.
And it was very blurry. The biggest hint is the bar at the bottom, which does match the chalkboard. But again, that could easily be what they are hoping we think. They have full control of this narrative.
That's what I'm saying. Well, right. They can clearly take the photo exactly how they want it to make it look exactly how they want. And I will say, it seemed like, was it posted at because I think for me it was posted at I think 7 a.m. on the dot or something like that.
Which would have been
seemed very planned. Is what I'm getting at. It seemed very planned.
Yeah, so it's going to be part of that guerrilla marketing that we've seen from Sony. We've seen a lot more during Fantastic. I've said this before. During Fantastic Four, they were doing so well, not being Marvel with their trailers. All up until the last week,
not revealing too much.
Up until the last week, they were doing so well with what they had kind of given us, the different teasers, the promotional stunts they did with Little Caesars, and all this other stuff.
Oh yeah,
really, really good job hyping it up, and then. Right at the end, they folded and they started doing more traditional... Showing
more Galactus.
Here's all the TV spot things. But I do hope, and I mean, we're by all accounts seeing it from Sony, and that's going to be successful. So it should push Disney Marvel to kind of follow in those footsteps of, hey, let's get out and get involved with social media. Let's get involved in the streets. Let's celebrate these costumes instead of trying to hide them because we're not going to be successful with that anyway. Let's lean into it. And that's super, super cool.
Well, and especially, I don't know if people caught this, but Tom Holland said that he has scoured the internet to see what people want from Spider-Man, what people want from this next Spider-Man film. He has said he's just been looking at a ton of things. Which, hi Tom Holland,
Yeah.
I'm sure you've seen us at some point in time.
I was just about to ask, what do you think the odds are he's
Right.
watched anything
Probably
that
not
produced?
here. Probably on my, my Cosmic Wonder
well, your
channel.
Instagram's, the Cosmic Wonder Instagram's pretty big.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel pretty confident he's seen your face more.
I've had some viral TikToks about Spider-Man.
Yeah.
So, what's up, Tom? But I liked that a lot. I like that a lot. Like a lot. And I think I even said like a TikTok or something. I was like, yeah, like, dude, all the studios should be doing this, right? Because like, if you take a look at what Sony's done over the past handful of years, you just think like, you have no idea what the people want. And even Dakota Johnson, who played Madam Web, who I never really liked. I never really liked her as an actress. Never liked her. But she came out and she basically was like, yeah, like what I signed on for was not what you saw on screen. They completely changed it, and it's run by executives, not, passionate people, and they have no idea what the fans want. I'm like, I like you now.
Didn't she go as far as to say, like, they told her, or maybe it was Sydney Sweeney, that they literally said Marvel Cinematic Universe? Like
something like that. Yeah. And I legit, right. And I legit think they probably took advantage of their naivety naivety of the MCU / Sony. You know what I mean? Like, if you don't know, you don't know.
Well,
like,
there are a lot of people
out there who think DC and Marvel are the same thing. You know
literally
what I mean?
What I was about to say. There are people who are like, superhero movies, they're all the same. They're in the same ship.
Right,
they
exactly.
live together. Superman and Spider-Man hanging out.
I'm really surprised we haven't seen Superman fight Iron Man yet. Why haven't we seen
what
that?
the heck?
So
yeah, definitely a lot of like
conversation.
People who, and some of those people might even be people who casually are on the internet following it because it is fun. It is some of the top news in pop culture is this movie stuff. Because here on the channel, for those of you who are coming from the Cosmic Wonder, we're not talking just superhero stuff. But realistically, if you had a leaderboard of the top news coming out, a lot of it is superhero stuff related. Well, like across the board.
And you look at and like Cosmic Wonder, we primarily cover Marvel, dive into like DC, sometimes Star Wars, rare. But if you look at all the other channels who cover a lot of stuff, like still like Marvel is like the biggest thing for them. Like DC is like the biggest thing for them, right? And wrestling does
super well.
A lot. I'm not too familiar with wrestling, so you probably won't hear a lot of it from me. But people go crazy for it, right?
Well, here's what I know about the wrestling, because I've like learned a little bit about it. I'm big into the Halloween Horror Nights. I've gone every single year since I was allowed to go, and we're actually going on Friday.
Halloween Horror Nights.
So they have, and I don't know anything about it, so I'm not going to try to explain. But one of the 10 haunted houses is like a WWE.
It's just The Rock in your face.
It's not The Rock, because that would be the one guy I didn't know, but it's
smash you in the face.
Somebody else, and it's this whole thing. But this year they have Jason, Five Nights at Freddy's, which has a massive following. The WWE, and then Fallout, and then the Terrifier. It's like all of these have massive followings. So the parks are just packed full of people going for their specific reason. And WWE is one of them, and I'm like, that is the weirdest haunted house I've ever heard of in my life. But people are raving about it because of the massive following.
I don't get horror stuff. I'm not judging people, but I kind of am, because like I just don't get it. Like, it makes me so uncomfortable. Like, you won't get me to do it. Like,
for me, it's got to be like the adrenaline. I just love the adrenaline.
It would have to be like, it literally would have to be like someone from Twice is like, hey, you want to go watch this horror movie with me? I'm like, yes.
100,000 likes will fly Warren out to come to Halloween Horror Nights with me on Friday. 100,000 likes.
No, see, like that won't even do it, right? Like Madison Beer would have to like personally call me up and be like,
I'll take
come to Halloween Horror Nights with me. I'll
hold my hand.
All right, let's go.
Oh man. Well, I do want to jump into, on that exact note, a different topic. iPhone was announced today. iPhone, I guess they're on 17 now.
17.
Yeah.
I don't even know what I have. I have both phones. I have an S24, Galaxy S24, and an iPhone 16. I don't know. 15.
Well, that makes you the perfect person to ask this question. Which do you prefer?
Exactly. So what's really funny is I really do actually prefer the Galaxy, but the reason I stick with the iPhone is the ecosystem. It really is easy. Because like I have a Mac Studio and I can just airdrop anything to my phone, to my computer, to my laptop. I can I can like open my laptop and use it as another monitor. You can use your iPad as another monitor, right? Everything is connected, like your texting and everything. Like the ecosystem really is great.
And for those of you who have never tried to record a podcast and send it to your buddy in a different state, it's still really hard for being in 2025.
It's still very
it's
hard.
So hard to just record stuff and share it.
Yeah.
So that is a big thing. And as somebody who obviously works in social media, who uses a computer, iPad, phone for different things together, that's kind of hard to beat because it is one connected ecosystem with their cloud and all these other details. But as a phone, so do you use your Samsung as like your daily phone, or?
I mean, I always have both on me or close. The thing is with my iPhone, it has the number that I've always had forever, so that's how I talk to people, right? But if I'm just like browsing Instagram and all that stuff, like I'll use it on my Galaxy, and it's not really that different. It really isn't that different, but the camera, I will say, is a lot better on the Galaxy. And I will also say, I don't know. I was looking up a little bit of what Apple introduced today, but man, it never seems like they really truly do anything that innovative. Like usually Samsung has done what they've already done, and they've either matched it or tried it, or like just like barely made theirs just like a little bit better. But it's like, but Samsung already did it. Yeah. You know what I mean? So it's
I think most of the hype from iPhone is that's what I've had, that's what I have, and there are people who swear by it. There are people who have done both. I've always had an iPhone. That's always what I've used. I had some type, it wasn't a Sidekick, but prior to having my iPhone, I had some type of phone that you swiped up and you typed on it. And that was my first phone. And then I had the iPhone 5S was my first iPhone. I was kind of late to it, actually. But there was some comments today underneath Apple's release of it on X. And they're like, you're really starting to lose me with the blue bubbles and the connectivity. Like, that's all you're providing for me is that exact thing that you just said, that ecosystem. Because
that was Brandon
they changed the notch, they changed the camera. They came out with a new one called iPhone Air, 17 Air, and it's literally like thinner. I'm looking at a picture of it right now. It's standing next to the iPhone Pro, and it's on top of the new iPad, which is pretty thin, and it's the same thickness as the iPad and the phone together. Like, it's really thin, which is kind of cool, I think, from a productivity standpoint, because sleek and thin is fun. But everybody's just going to put case on it anyway, and it has this massive notch on the top of it, and it goes across the entire back where the camera goes. Really? So it's very different on that front. But the phone itself, I feel like they haven't really done a whole lot. The things that change are internal. Oh, we have a faster chip, and the battery lasts longer. But as we're becoming more and more impatient, it feels slower anyway. I guess if we went back to like the iPhone 5 I had way back when, and I were to use it, it would be way slow, and I wouldn't even be able to comprehend it, right?
Do you know the emotional damage guy, right, Stephen?
Of course I know the emotional damage guy.
So he did a video a while ago, I think, that's like him and another popular guy pretend to be Samsung, and they kidnap this guy, and they're like, we saw you just bought an Apple 16 Pro or whatever, right? And they're like, why? And he's like, oh, it does this, and they're like, the Galaxy 24 has been doing that since like the 22. And it's just like, oh, but it's got super fast processing. He's like, to do what? Watch YouTube videos? And he's like, oh, but it's got titanium grade blah 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 from space. Are you going to space? It's like everything they say like counters it perfectly. Like it's just, it's so funny to me because like that's kind of what it is to me. It's like don't get me wrong, I understand hype. I definitely understand hype, and I still have an iPhone. But it's like all that stuff. You really won't notice a difference, I don't think, right? Like you get the new processing chip. Are you really going to notice that big of a difference? Because everything goes pretty fast now, and a lot of it is connected to the internet and depends on your service or Wi-Fi, right?
Well, 90% of the time when you say I need to go get a new phone, there are two reasons. What are they?
It's just broken, cracked, damaged. Okay,
3 reasons, and that's a fair one. I broke it. The battery dies too quickly, or the storage is full. So it's like, you buy a brand new phone, the battery works, you have more storage.
Like, yeah, I guess. But like, you know what you're buying every time you buy a phone because they tell you, you know what I mean? Like, you know what storage of a phone you're buying, right? So you should be buying whatever's appropriate for you. Like, I have 1 billion pictures on my phone, so I do 1 terabyte. Yeah.
Well,
so I mean, this whole entire time I've not seen anything super like
groundbreaking.
Like nothing's wowed me.
Yeah.
You know what wowed me? When Samsung released the Fold thing. That was cool. I had that for a little bit too.
Oh,
that was
like
actually very cool.
It like
the
opens up into a
phone.
tablet.
Yeah, it opens up into like a tablet. That was
not
really
the one
cool.
that folds in half, because I don't really understand that one. But the folds into like a little brick.
Oh no. The
one
You're
that like folds open into like an
Flip Z
iPad
or something like
Yeah.
that. Yeah, the one that opens that's like an iPad. That one is truly cool. I had that, but I wanted a better camera for concerts, and that was the Galaxy 24, so I switched it for that.
Well, I'm super curious what you guys are saying about this. I know it's a pretty big conversation every year, and usually the thoughts are the same. We don't want the new iPhone because it's boring and you haven't changed anything. But every single year, Apple seems to sell more phones. So let us know. Are you excited about the new phones?
I feel like more people are around now. I don't know.
Well, I guess every generation, the older generation, people just go and buy them. And I'm a big believer that that's why we don't always get the newest technology, because as long as they're selling, why would they give us, like, I bet somewhere in the Apple lab they have some wild technology that isn't available to us because we're too easily ready to go buy it because it comes in orange this year instead of black.
I know. Yeah.
So every year or 1 year we all need to band together and just not buy the iPhone so that they can give us the holographics and the projections and things that we want, because they have it. I wholeheartedly believe they have it. So comment section down below, let us know. This seems like a really good time to say subscribe, hit the like button, leave a comment, join the Discord. And if you join the Discord or leave a comment, there is a section in the Discord or just in the comment section where you can leave some of the topics you guys are the most interested in, and which is one of the things we're going to transition over to now. Right before jumping into the podcast in the Discord, Warren himself jumped in and said, hey, anybody have any topics that you would like us to discuss? And somebody specifically asked about the Sony Spider-Verse and their potential involvement in Doomsday, which I think is a good conversation because of all the things we know about Doomsday, and there's a lot. This is one that I think is probably a little bit more on the rocky side of what will Sony, like even down to the most obvious character, Venom, we're still not confident that Eddie Brock will be showing up. We know we have the symbiote, but what is Sony's involvement in the MCU, in Doomsday, in Secret Wars, in this big swan song that Kevin Feige's throwing for his characters? Are they including Sony? Will Sony allow themselves to be included? Where are your thoughts at right now based on what you heard?
Well, I think this is coming from Juna RJ in the Discord. One, I don't think Sony has any involvement besides telling Marvel yes or no.
And half the time they say no.
I don't. Well, we know that, originally, what was it? Marvel Studios asked Sony if they could use Spider-Man 2099.
Yeah, that was a whole, almost happened.
And he was, right. No. Like, they wanted it. They legit asked Sony, and he was supposed to, like, team up with Kang or something like that. Sony said no. So, if they would have said yes from there, I don't think they have any say whatsoever about what comes next. That's all Marvel. Yeah. Maybe they can turn down Marvel ideas. Maybe that's stipulated. You know what I mean? Like, you can use them, but we have the right to turn down your idea for
you can't kill him or make him terrible,
right, something like that. Right, yeah. But
it gets super complicated with Sony, and they just don't play that nicely.
They don't play it smartly.
Well, that's the real thing. Yeah, I was being a little nicer, but yeah, no, they're not very, very smart with their decisions of their IP at all.
No. What I would say is I expect to see Venom. Tom Hardy's Venom. I think it would be just
Toby and Andrew
waste. Right, and there's Sony, but Sony already knows bringing them back.
Yeah, that's already done
for their pockets.
They might not even have a say on that anymore, to be honest.
Well, I don't think they have a say in the story, but yeah, whether you can use them or not. But yeah, the fans might have put them in a corner there. So to me, I think it's the same thing for Tom Hardy's Venom. And I think, based on everything we heard, Spider-Man Brand New Day was originally going to be, I think they have no problem throwing Venom in the MCU. In fact, several post-credit scenes, both from Sony and Marvel, tell us that was the idea.
Mm-hmm. I mean, they literally lean into that multiple times now.
Right. It was a big slap in the face when we saw Venom go into the MCU, but then get taken out. It's like, what?
But he left the symbiote, which was really important, and that was always the plan. That was all they were planning for.
Right. Well, no, because the ending of The Last Dance, I
Dance.
think, set it up for Venom to come to the MCU because he's in New York.
And that's where he would transfer over to.
Exactly. So I just think in Doomsday or Secret Wars, either or, probably Secret Wars on Battleworld, where we're going to see a lot of different variants. I just think if you have that chance and you think about how the MCU is going to reset and, you know, start over, and the Sony Spider-Verse is done, Venom is technically done, there's no more Venom movies, why not? And you know people are going to love it.
Mm-hmm.
Why wouldn't you do it? Why wouldn't you add that to make more money, because it would hype fans up to go see the movie?
Well, we already know we're getting X-Men, Deadpool side of the world. You've got Avengers now. We've got Fantastic Four now. Like, they're all in this little bubble, and they're going to be moving forward into the MCU.
Right.
But then there's a group of characters that Sony owns, which are the Spider-Man characters, which many of them are so cared for. How about I'm going to list a character, and you just say yes or no. Do you think they show up in Doomsday, Spider-Man Brand New Day, or Secret Wars? Any of that?
Okay.
Andrew and Toby.
Yes.
Okay.
Totally.
Kingpin.
Yeah.
Toby.
No.
No Kingpin at all?
Wait. Kingpin Toby? What?
No. I said Tony, but I meant Toby. Andrew and Tony.
Oh.
Toby.
Oh. Kingpin. Yeah, but like Spider-Man 6 or something like that.
Okay. Miles Morales.
I think that's a 50% chance that he shows up in like.
And then Gwen next to him, which would probably be the same.
50% chance.
Unless it's Sadie Sink, which we will not get into right now because we could do that forever. How about Vulture?
No.
Morbius.
If they did it, it would be for the meme.
It's Morbin time, squished.
Give him like, it's Morbin time. Yeah.
He jumps in, it's Morbin time, Doomsday.
And I'm not sure. And I'm not. Right. And I'm not sure Jared Leto would do that.
No, I don't think he would want
So
to be the butt of a joke.
I'm going to say no.
I think Dakota Johnson or anybody that was on screen with her.
Sydney Sweeney, bring her in.
Let's go.
For the obvious reasons.
The very
that
obvious.
I feel bad.
In your face.
Yeah, I would say all of them could come just for a little redemption. Like,
yeah. But they would probably want to
be
like directly working with Marvel, because I know that a lot of them are pretty pissed.
That's yeah. No, I imagine. I'm trying to think. I mean, probably not.
I guess Venom.
Maybe Sydney Sweeney, because she's so popular right now. But
she's one of the it girls. I wouldn't be surprised to see her in the reboot at all.
Right. Exactly.
Then you have Venom, the symbiote. I think that's pretty likely. And then Eddie Brock.
Well, Tom Hardy specific Eddie Brock. Yeah,
Tom Hardy specific from the Sony universe. Yeah. Okay. Totally. And then anybody else from the Venom world we would expect to see, I would probably not. I guess Null would be the next big question, but I think that gets pretty confusing trying to throw him in there.
No.
Like, how does he fit in?
Yeah, I think they just get hero cameos, and yeah.
But I guess to answer the original question, like what will be their involvement, it's complicated because Sony makes it complicated. To quote Warren exactly from 4 minutes ago, they don't make very smart decisions. And I still think they're pretty good at that. It would be great to have any and all of these characters.
I still think they're pretty good at making bad decisions.
I do think they're pretty good at making bad decisions. For example, Miles Morales, we still don't know if we're going to get him in the MCU or not. Is that the right decision? 100%. Is it going to happen? Honestly, maybe. Like, probably not. Like, I feel like they would rather take on their own solo Miles film than give it to the MCU. And guess what? It's going to be a mistake. That's my opinion. But I think we should expect to see some Sony characters. I think there are a handful that are an absolute given. The symbiote specifically, and then Toby and Andrew as Spider-Man.
Yeah.
We're still waiting to get that Sydney Sweeney. Sadie Sink. Too many S's. Sadie Sink connection. Is she going to be Mayday Parker? Is she going to be Spider-Gwen?
Mayday Parker.
Or is she going to be completely unrelated to Sony?
So Toby is in London right now.
Aha.
If y'all didn't hear, Toby Maguire.
And there's really only three reasons he would be in London right now. Really wanted fish and chips. Spider-Man Brand New Day or Doomsday.
Or something. Right, exactly. I mean, I guess 4. Spider-Man Brand New Day and Doomsday.
Yeah.
He could be in just one, but he could be in both. And man, if he's in Spider-Man Brand New Day, that really does give me hope that Sadie Sink might play Mayday, his daughter from a different universe. And I just think, I get it. People want the grounded Spider-Man, and I want that too. But I think towards the end of the film, you can get multiversal. And I just think having Toby show up with Sadie Sink would be super cool. Maybe somehow with everything going on, Sadie Sink gets displaced. Maybe she's working on something, right? Like Peter's a genius practically, and maybe they're working on something. She gets displaced, and Peter finally finds her and shows up at the end.
Mm-hmm.
Tobey Maguire's Peter. I want that to happen so bad.
But you have mentioned, and we talked about it in depth in the live stream on the Cosmic Wonder channel, so make sure you're over there I think we're doing them on Thursdays right now, sometimes Fridays. Tobey dying is an absolute unacceptability for you.
Unacceptable.
Just cannot happen.
I will riot.
He will leave the theater.
By myself, I will riot.
But I think if I had to pick between Andrew and Tobey, I would say I want to see Tobey. Like, that's my nostalgia. That's my childhood Spider-Man. I think if you get one, you get both. I don't think it makes sense to bring one. It sounds like from No Way Home, they all had a wonderful time. They enjoyed themselves.
Do you know what? Well, you know what would be really cool? If we got, Tobey's Spider-Man back, but then we got Andrew's back, and then we got a variant of Emma Stone's Gwen Stacy.
Ooh. Is that weird, or is that just fine? Like,
it would be weird and super connecting for him.
Yeah, connecting with a variant. Does that feel like betrayal to your variant who you didn't save?
I mean, no.
The moral dilemma
I think Spider-Man No Way Home did it really well. Like, Andrew got to save Zendaya, right? Like, he got to save, MJ when he couldn't save Gwen. But then I think there's a lot of emotion they can really tap into with seeing variants. And the cool thing is I think we're going to see a lot of that, like, when they see Tony. Like, when Steve sees Tony for the first time, he's going to be a moment. Yeah, it's gonna be
knocking
crazy.
On his door, about
Peter,
to kill him.
And same thing with Tom Holland's Peter, like Mr. Stark. It's gonna be crazy. Also, speaking of Sydney Sweeney, I heard a rumor that she's gonna be in Peacemaker. I don't know how that's true. Any validity? I just saw it somewhere online that she plays somebody. Maybe not even like a superhero, but
not only does everybody fan base want her and everything, so do all the executives right now. Like, she is a hot commodity as far as name value goes. I mean, she's doing all sorts of branding. She's just all over. I don't even actually think, other than the poor Spider-Man movie that I watched with her in it, I've seen a project with her in it. I couldn't probably even name you one.
I'm spacing on it, and I typically know the show that made her famous. It's a really famous show, and I can't believe
she in something with Zendaya?
Yeah, that's the show.
That's the one? Okay. Yeah, I've actually seen almost none of her projects, so I don't really know much about her beyond the fact that...
I mean, she's Euphoria, that's what it is.
Euphoria, okay, I've never seen it.
Anyone But You, that was big.
Okay, haven't seen that either.
That's with, what's his name? Glenn Powell, I think is
his name? Yeah. I'm way behind on my Sydney Sweeney lore in canon, so... But I know that's a name that's being thrown around a lot, and people want her involvement.
And now people are thinking, because of her new movie, she's going to be nominated for an Oscar and possibly win.
What's the category? I'm not going to make that joke.
No, she plays the boxer in Christie, and apparently she did fantastic.
So. Oh, super cool. Well, I mean, I think moving forward, obviously Gwen Stacy's been thrown around her name a lot. I've seen a lot of the fan art of her playing Gwen. Things like that. Just a lot of options, or just they're always tied to Spider-Man characters, which I don't love, because then Sony's got their hands all over it, and she's already worked with Sony once and didn't love it. But I think there's a long list. We'll have to do a segment moving forward in the future of just actors we anticipate seeing in phase A of the new MCU, because I bet there's a line out the door of people who we want to see, we being you guys and the fans. You can start leaving that list in the Discord and in the comment section, and the studio as well, who the studio wants to see in the new MCU, because I'm sure there's a lot of actors who know the MCU, whether there's a big portion of cinema and directors and some actors like, Marvel movies and superhero movies don't count, but shut up, like they kind of do, like they blow all of your records out of the water.
You know what's, if you look at some of like the highest grossing movies of all time, they've taken the cake, and it's like, you can say whatever you want, but numbers don't lie.
Yeah.
People went to the theater to see these movies, right? You know what I mean? It's like, so whatever.
They're not going to watch your freelance
Scoreboard,
Sundance movie.
Right, yeah, just like Scoreboard, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think that's just hilarious. Well, thank you very much for your guys' question. This is a good topic, and it's not one I had written down originally until it was put into the Discord. So the link to that's down below. Jump in, get involved in the conversation.
Yeah, and we'll jump in and out of different topics from Discord through each podcast. So
now seems like a really good time to start a new segment.
All right, do it.
All right, this is going to be on you, and I'm going to need you to do some quick thinking. Here's how it works. I'm going to explain it once. I have in front of me right now a list of every single NFL stadium hot dog price. I will give you 3 bits of information. The lowest stadium is $2. The highest stadium is $11.25. And the NFL average is $7.02. You have 3.
I thought you were going to have me guess the price.
I'm going to have you guess the price. No, I'm going to have you guess me. No, yeah, you're wrong. I'm wrong. We're both wrong. I'm going to have you guess the 5 most expensive teams based off of their hot dog prices. You have 3 lives to get me all 5.
So what teams have the highest hot dog prices?
Which 5 teams have the highest hot dog price?
Anyone from New York or California.
I need you to give me a name of a team.
The Giants, the Jets.
Okay, so Giants and Jets, I'll give you that as 1 because they 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They are tied for 6th place.
So I'm trying to hit the top 5?
I need you to hit the top 5. So tied for 6th place are Giants and Jets.
Are the LA Rams still a thing?
The LA Rams are still a thing, and they are in the top 5 at $10 for a hot dog.
Seattle.
Seattle is not even on the list, so I don't think they sell hot dogs.
Oh wow.
But they're from Washington, so maybe that's illegal there.
Okay. 49ers.
49ers is on the list. They're in 5th place.
Yeah.
So you got Rams in 4th, 49ers in 5th.
I don't Philadelphia Eagles just because like Super Bowl winners maybe like.
So the Eagles are actually below average at $6.56. Oh,
look at that! Good for y'all.
Under average Eagles, and he hates the Eagles.
Detroit. How about that?
Detroit is pretty high up there. They're in 1, 2, 3, 10th place at $7.99.
There's only 2 New York teams, right? Or is there?
Yeah, Jets and Giants. One of them's technically in New Jersey, but.
Well, right, but still, they're called.
Oh no, you're wrong.
Jets.
I'm wrong. There is a New York team that you're missing.
Someone tell me.
somebody. Jets, right? This isn't the live
show. Are the
show.
Jets not from New York? What?
Yeah, they are. You said that. You said Giants and Jets.
There's another New York team?
There is another New York team.
Buffalo,
who's in number Bills, 1 right? At $11.25 for a hot dog.
Well, see, I knew New York. Yeah, and I figured New York. And
2nd place was the LA Raiders at $10.26. And then...
Again, I said California.
Yeah, and then... Oh, I'm not wrong. Sorry, not LA. LV, Las Vegas, because they moved to Vegas.
Yeah. Okay.
And then Chargers, Rams, and then San Francisco. So you were on the right track. But Buffalo, so I actually played this game with Alex, who is my wife and loves football, and she just never guessed Buffalo. We probably played for like 45 minutes before she gave up because she just wouldn't guess Buffalo because she forgot about it. It's one of those lost, forgotten teams. But they're charging the most for a hot dog. Atlanta Falcons, $2, and the Bills, $11.25. So I thought that was some interesting...
My gosh.
Hot dog inflation is crazy.
Okay, well, there you go.
Oh, man. So... we need to talk a little bit.
NFL fans, wherever you're at.
Yeah. Everybody drop your favorite team in the comments down below. Mine is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Cowboys, sadly. We'll come back one day.
Yeah, we're 1-0. We won our game on Sunday.
We'll make it one day.
I think we need to continue the Spider-Man conversation by jumping into Brand New Day. Mostly just around all the stuff we've already discussed, but this is a movie that has an incredible amount of weight on it as far as importance for leading into Doomsday specifically. Unless somehow Marvel's going to pull some type of switcheroo and give us a Doctor Strange or a Shang-Chi or an Avengers Civil War Part 2, which just isn't going to happen, even though we both know it should.
It should, yeah.
This is leading us into Doomsday. Are you at all concerned? Is there a worry for you about I guess, A, the success of this movie, but then there is a part B, because I know the success we're really not that worried about. But part B, its ability to lead into Doomsday, its connectivity. Will there be any?
I think there has to be.
I agree that there definitely needs to be
some type of connectivity, and I've already said what I think they should do. Like, they should do like a 10-minute scene at the very end after they've wrapped up the plot of Brand New Day, and they should introduce something for Doctor Doom, and it should end with Tom Holland going, Mr. Stark, and there you go. You can see his silhouette again, or like the back of him, just see the cloak, whatever it might be. But something multiversal has to happen, and I think it should involve Doom. Mm-hmm. Or the alternative to that is Toby, you involve Toby, and possibly Andrew. They come from a different universe, and what happened? Well, and you could have Toby, Sadie Sink as Mayday, and Kirsten Dunst come back as MJ, and it's just them that survived their universe, and they're like, our universe is gone. Something's happening. We came here because I knew you. And then Andrew comes and is like, something's happening, blah, 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 blah. I don't know how they get the tech to do that.
They found their own
Maybe
Doctor Strange. We know.
The TVA takes them, puts them there, right?
Oh, okay.
Because remember, we were hearing before, the original idea for Deadpool and Wolverine was to save, not necessarily anchor beans, but save
important characters that Loki wanted on his team.
From different universes and bring them together. And we've heard something similar kind of for Doomsday and Secret Wars now. So I think that would be cool.
Loki, I think it would be super cool if Toby was saved by his Doctor Strange. They go full circle back to that. They get their Doctor Strange, and it's
right, because that's who they mentioned in Spidey 2.
So we know he has a Doctor Strange. That'd be a full circle.
He does have a Doctor Strange.
That'd be cool.
Oh, that's good, but it's taken.
It's
like, that's all. You're like, whoa, Doctor Strange is there.
And none of these characters that you just mentioned, obviously, have we gotten any real confirmation for. Not even really from insiders, and we're getting a lot of news about Brand New Day.
Well, we know it's filming.
It starts. It starts pretty ground level, street level MCU type stuff, but it's gonna eventually transition over to something's going on. Whether that's just the post-credit scene or the ending of the movie, we gotta pick up.
It's the last movie before Doomsday.
We need something.
You have to do something. You really do have to do something. The only way I can see them just not doing anything is if Avengers Doomsday truly is just about Doom, and we might not get. It might not be as big of an Avengers film as we think, but in order to do that, in order to really make it like giving you, basically using the movie to catch you up, they have to do Secret Wars Part 1 and 2, or there has to be, like we've talked about before, another Avengers movie thrown in there.
Avengers Battle.
There has to be 3 Avengers movies for that to happen. So I don't think that's going to happen. I want it to happen. And
you don't think even a Secret Wars Part 1 and 2?
I was going to say, I do think they definitely have the capacity to do Secret Wars Part 1 and 2. That's a big possibility.
But we're not getting Avengers Battle World.
What?
What we're not going to get in Avengers Battle World. That's what I'm calling the middle movie. That's not going
to. Right. No, I think it would be a Secret Wars Part 1 and 2. But I do think if they really wanted to get the hype up and they wanted to, do a big announcement at Comic-Con next year, hey, here's Avengers Battle World that comes out before Avengers Secret Wars.
Or even just Doctor Strange 3 or
that would help too.
Avengers Civil War Part 2. Like, give me
I think if it wasn't an Avengers movie, it would have to be Doctor Strange 3, I feel.
Because almost everything
that would make the most sense.
Everything we know about Doomsday right now, realistically, we haven't actually, I can't recall having heard, and you'll correct me if I'm wrong, Doom going specifically to our 616 timeline during our time period. We know he goes to the X-Men universe. We know he goes back in time and finds Chris Evans back in whatever weird altered reality he lives at, and we know he goes to the TVA, or at least it's certainly been insinuated
that's the end goal, right?
But I don't recall them saying, oh yeah, Doom's gonna come to our 616. So what if the entirety of Doomsday, our sacred timeline, still doesn't really, it's all what's going on in the background in the multiverse, and our sacred timeline, the period we know, isn't even affected by it yet until people just start randomly showing up to this one point. And then from there, okay, now we need to jump over to the TVA. We need to jump over to find Doom. Doom might not even show up at 616, like in that general area, because they haven't started the conversion or the incursions. They're the central line. So he's going around and fighting incursion hunters. Well, they're not going to be there.
I mean, if the Fantastic Four go to that universe, then
he could be chasing them.
That's right. Yeah. But you make a good point. Like, a lot of people are like, oh, we talk about the insider reports and stuff. It's like, man, you're gonna know the whole movie. It's like, well, no. Like, even if literally everything we've talked about is true, there's still like 90% of the movie we don't know.
Oh, absolutely.
Right. Like, just because there's gonna be a scene with like Steve and Doom, we have no idea what's gonna happen in that scene.
No,
right?
we've done a lot of conjecture, but we haven't really.
Yeah, like,
we can guess.
Yeah, we have no idea. Right, we have no idea what it's gonna be like when the X-Men and the Avengers meet, and even if they do fight, we don't know the dialogue between them. We don't know the like hand-to-hand combat that's gonna take place between some of them. We don't know if Cyclops is gonna laser. So you know what I mean? Like, there's so much we don't know, man. Like, there's so much we don't know. Even Spider-Man: No Way Home, which I would say I knew a considerable amount about that movie going into it. I still did not know a lot about that movie going into it, right? So it's like, yeah, I'm not really sure, but I want to go back to your question about Spider-Man. I'm not worried about it failing.
No.
The only way it would fail at the box office, and I still think it would do really well in this scenario anyways, is if it was so bad that people didn't want to go watch it again. Because I think no matter what, people are going to watch it.
Yeah.
Right? But if you want to get up to that, past the billion mark, maybe get to that 2 billion mark, because No Way Home almost did, then it's got to be so good that people go see it 2 or 3 times.
Now, you're obviously on the extreme side of that line of somebody who would go watch something again. How many times did you see No Way Home in theater? Because I saw 3 times in theater.
At least 3 times, yeah. Yeah.
So,
but like, okay, so like, here's the deal though. Like, I only saw Brave New World once. Mm-hmm. I saw the Thunderbolts twice. Mm-hmm. I saw the Fantastic Four 3 times. I saw Superman? Deadpool and Wolverine like 6 times. How many times did you see Superman? I saw Superman at least 4 times. I think 4 times exactly.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know Deadpool, you saw a ton in the theaters. I saw Deadpool 3 times because I kept wanting to go with different people to experience it because it was such a fun theater movie.
Right. And sometimes, like, when I want to relax, I'll just go to the theater alone because that's what I like to do.
You can't text or be on your phone or anything. It's just unplug. And
I
it definitely shouldn't be. Turn off your phones, nerds. Yeah. But no, I think that's all really interesting. And there is a lot we've heard, both about Brand New Day and Doomsday. The fact that they're tandem filming them and everybody's in London, I feel like there's a reason behind that. They're going to be grabbing characters. Oh, I need you to jump over to the other lot real quick to do something.
No. I mean, their main reason is because there's a lot of tax benefits from shooting
at the exact same time, though. Like, hey, we need everybody to be here.
You have to because those are the next 2 movies coming out.
So
I'm not expecting to see a ton of crossover between a lot of the Avengers or X-Men or anything like that in Brand New Day. I do think we have already a lot.
I mean, the only big X-Men connection at all is if Sadie Sink somehow is playing X-Men and doing a job for Professor X to find anchor beings. We've heard that whole theory. That
would still be really cool.
That would be really cool.
I think that's a really cool one. Yeah.
Professor X is studying anchor beings, and Tom Holland's one of them, and she's been sent over from some universe, and it wouldn't even need to be the Fox X-Men universe. It could be any variant. That's the other thing is we have all these universes that we know. There are a lot of universes that we don't know that could be utilized for anything as well. So, we see she's playing Jean Grey. That doesn't necessarily mean she's playing Jean Grey in the reboot, or it does. But she's coming from this other universe that we've never seen.
Right, yeah.
It's kind of a cool... It's so open-minded. You could have somebody from Universe 779A6712 that we've never even heard of just pop in, drop off a character, and then be gone forever. And it's like, this character is here now.
Right. Well, let me ask you this. Do you think they could introduce a character in Spider-Man, Doomsday, or Secret Wars, and then, like, I'll use Sadie Sink as an example. Do you think they could introduce Sadie Sink and say that let's say she's Mayday Parker, right? Then they do the reset. You see Sadie Sink again. You see somebody who knew her go up and be like, "Hey, Mayday," and she has like no idea who they are, and she keep like, "Why do you keep calling me Mayday? Well, isn't that your name?" "No, my name is Jean Grey." Like, do you think there's any chance they throw an actress in or actor, have them be one character, and then have them play a different character post the reset?
As a massive fan who follows it, I think that would be really cool. I think it would confuse the hell out of a lot of casual people.
But I think I don't think they'll do it. But I do think it would be a cool moment,
a cool nod,
to where you
could
really
understand
how different everything is now, right? That would be a really great way to show you the reset really did change like a lot.
Well, because honestly, my biggest complaint about the multiverse saga is that we haven't explored
we didn't
the
dive
multiverse
into it that much,
like at all.
Right.
We haven't got. We saw 838 for
a little
about 12
bit.
seconds, and we destroyed them. And then like
we've
got
Spider-Man and No Way Home.
Yeah, but that was still something that already existed. Like I want to see something new. Like we went and saw the
Loki.
Illuminati. That was really really great. Loki was really great. That's why it's one of my favorite Disney Plus shows. But
imagine if every freaking project in the multiverse saga freaking did that.
Yeah, exactly. That's
actually
kind of the point.
Explored the multiverse.
Let's go explore the multiverse for what it is and get some official rules as to what's going on here. We could have had 6 different Iron Mans by now. We haven't. Like, just really drop the ball.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm always pretty honest with how I feel about a lot of things. And one of the things is, like, I'm actually kind of surprised with how much Marvel really did kind of drop the ball with the whole multiverse thing.
Yeah,
and with the Jonathan
handle
Majors
that well.
thing, in all honesty. Yeah, I don't think they went the right route with Kang. I think they should have kept Kang, but I think it should have been just so much more built up than it was.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's the same thing. Is it goes to too many chefs in the kitchen, because that's why we have all these different multiverse rules and so many people putting their own little feeling on it. And Feige was too strung out on too many different projects and Disney Plus, and he wasn't holding all of these guys' hands saying, no, this is what we're doing, like he did in the Infinity Saga. And hopefully we're getting back to that for the reboot. I don't know how long, nobody knows, but I don't know how long Feige stays around for the reboot, but I imagine he has the intention to.
I think he's sticking around for a pretty long time. I think he's really excited to dive into the X-Men.
Yeah, and not just the Swan Song, but their future as well.
Well, even if, though, they're already working on phases 7 through 9. They already confirmed that. They're so it's like, will he, like, maybe the reset comes and he's like, all right, I'm stepping down, but his work will still go on for many more years until you don't see something produced by Kevin Feige.
Yeah, his name's going to be on a lot. It might honestly just never go away.
I really don't think he's gonna like step down anytime soon. I really don't.
And even once he does,
I think it's at least 10 years after Secret Wars.
Yeah, and still they'll be calling him. He's gonna do it till he's 90.
He'll be a consultant.
He'll
be a
till
producer.
He's 90.
Till he's probably dead, right? You know? Whatever. Yeah.
But I think that is one part, because it's the reverse part. We keep thinking of all these characters that do exist and how excited we are. But you can't really prepare yourself for the characters that don't exist and how excited we are for them. And hopefully some of these characters that don't exist do show up and do survive through. I'm a big slash it guy, but I would love for some characters to make it into Battle World from different universes that we don't know, and then be introduced and folded in with the new timeline. That would be fantastic.
That's what
Who
I
are
think
they?
That would be really
I
cool.
have no clue, but I'm super excited to find out.
Well, I think that could be Sadie Sink. I think she could come in as a character and
just keep going.
In the instance if she was Jean, I think she would, if she was introduced as Jean in Brand New Day, I think she would go on in the reboot to be Jean. Mm-hmm.
She would survive, and she wouldn't obviously come from the Fox universe. She'd come from some unknown universe. And there she is, our Jean. That would be great.
Once the new universe exists, that'll be all she remembers.
Exactly. So I think that's really cool. I think Brand New Day, it's the biggest question anybody should have about Brand New Day is its tie-in to Doomsday. There'll be a lot of really fun Spider-Man stuff, the practical shooting, the suits, the characters, the montages.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a great film.
But what is the tie-in? It's so important. It might be the most important 15 minutes in Marvel's last 10 years of movie making. Like, it is going to be very, very important what they do to tee up Doomsday. And if the answer is nothing, I'm going to be so curious. So curious.
You know what it might be? It could be a really quick... So, like, I don't think we're going to see what happened with Doctor Strange and Clea until Doomsday. But if this all happens at the same time, we don't know the order it's all taking place in, right? Mm-hmm. We know that there's actually a time jump in Spider-Man Brand New Day, like years ahead. So what if at the end, you just see a portal open up, Doctor Strange comes out and just says, Peter, we messed up the multiverse more than we thought. Mm-hmm. Like, the whole multiverse is dying. I want more than that.
I want more than that.
Well,
that would be something.
Too,
and then Doomsday could start with Doom and Clea, and because we're pretty confident Clea is how Doom connects to Doctor Strange. And that would be a really good starting point that would be very clear.
Mm-hmm.
And then from there, you get to Doom's whole backstory and all those details. And yeah, I mean, you don't need much. I just want something. Because then it's a long time until Doomsday comes out. I just want something to feed that craving that I have. But it's not Spider-Man's job to do that really necessarily either. But it's a good movie to have coming out before Doomsday because it will succeed, which is important.
It will succeed. I think no matter what. But based on everything I've seen, it looks pretty dang good. Looks like it's going to be pretty dang good.
Well, there we go. One last thing to cover before we finish this episode 2 of the CVA podcast, Warren. I have in front of me a list of 5 actors who I have selected as generally desired as the potential cast of the DCU Batman.
Oh.
This is something that I'm particularly extremely excited about, given the success of Superman and Peacemaker and how much I genuinely respect James Gunn. I'm very curious to see his Batman. Here are the 5. I want you to note them down in your brain and rank them from worst to best.
Okay.
So which of these you least want to see be Batman to who you would like to see the most be the DCU Batman.
Okay.
Ready? We've got Austin Butler, Patrick Schwarzenegger, Richard Madden, and Alan Richardson. Just 4.
That was only 4. Patrick Schwarzenegger is going to be last, probably followed by... Wait, who were the other ones?
Austin Butler, Richard Madden, and Alan Richardson.
So I would say from my least favorite to favorite, Schwarzenegger, Butler, Madden, and then Richardson.
Alan Richardson would be your first pick out of these?
I would... Yeah.
Would you just cast him and call it a day? Would that actually genuinely be your pick, or are there better people out there for you?
I'm a Pattinson guy, man. I know. You
want all that to get curved in.
That's what I want to have. Out of those, I mean, I think he would do a great job.
When I was putting this list together, because I was just doing a little research on what the world's been saying and kind of my own thoughts, when I saw the Richard Madden option, I saw a picture of him looking like Bruce Wayne, and I kind of fell in love with him. I'm not gonna lie.
Right, exactly.
It's a good look. It's a really good look
for me.
I don't know how seriously I would take him as Batman though, because he's a bit more of a pretty boy, like a posh boy, and doesn't really have that dog in him.
That's why I went with Alan first.
Yeah. Have you seen Reacher?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's so good in Reacher. I'm a big fan of him as well. I don't know if I see him as Batman because he's just this. I don't know. I guess I see him as Batman. I don't see him as Bruce Wayne.
Bruce Wayne, right? Yeah. Well, that's why you gotta kind of think of him all suaved up a little bit.
Yeah,
I think he'd make a great Batman.
Yeah, I think it's super cool. Yeah. That's one thing that we haven't gotten deep into as a society, as a fan base, is the Batman rumors just yet, because we haven't really heard much of them. We know Superman Man of Tomorrow was announced for July 9th, 2027, which comes after Supergirl. Yeah. Clayface Project, Peacemaker's out now. A lot of really, really fun stuff coming from DC. James Gunn has blown it out of the park, creating a universe that already exists, taking some stuff from Suicide Squad and Peacemaker and converting it over. That series has been great so far. Super, super, super excited to see where he goes. His most important characters, Superman, Wonder Woman, and Batman. I'm a big old Batman fan. And
Batman's my favorite character.
I just think James Gunn is going to put together an awesome Batman.
I think the DCU is going to be great.
Well, that's super exciting. Well, that's what I've got to go through today, Warren. Anything to add?
No, that's good. We're enjoying doing this a lot. So thanks everybody for being here, especially if you made it this far. Thank you so much. If you've made it this far, consider jumping in the Discord if you have one, because then you can get interactive with us. And as you've seen in this one today, we're going to really start to dive into some topics that you all want to see. We can't get to all of them, obviously, each time, but we do enjoy hearing them from you guys in the Discord, and we will try to get to as many as we can.
We definitely can't get to it if you don't.
On our live stream as well.
We definitely can't get to it if you don't put it in there. So
if you don't put it in there,
if it's 0% chance of winning.
Yeah, but thanks for the support so far. We're loving doing this, and we don't have any plans to stop. So
subscribe.
Thanks for joining us on the journey. We'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace.